Good morning, welcome back to another video. Welcome to a day in my life. I haven't filmed just like a real thorough day in the life vlog in a long time, so I always love filming these. So starting bright and early this morning, it is January 31st, last day of January. It's been the longest month ever. So thank goodness it's almost February, but I'm always just like so cold in the mornings, so I have a blanket now to get ready. I have started waking up later and later as the year goes on. Don't mind Mia playing in the background. She gets her zoomies every single morning. At the beginning of the school year, I always wake up at like 6:15. And then like the middle of the school year, I wake up at like 6:30, 6:45, and like I've now progressed to snoozing until like 7 o'clock. Which is fine because honestly my morning routine is very short. I don't have a super long productive morning routine. I have tried being one of those girlies, and I can have productive morning routines if I have more time. I don't like waking up super early, so whenever I worked from home and I had kind of just like all the time in the world, I would have like a really long productive morning routine. I'd work out, all that stuff, but when you have to be at work by 7:30, 7:45, it's just harder to have a super productive, in-depth morning routine, you know? So I keep it very simple. I think it just depends on the person. I prioritize sleep over like meditating or doing yoga in the morning or filling out a journal or making a big breakfast. Like I just prioritize sleep. I try to sleep as much as I can. I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night, so I definitely prioritize my sleep. Let me know if you're the same and you like to sleep in to the very last minute. I feel like if I had a job where I could be there at like 9 o'clock, which when I student taught, my school didn't start till 9:05, and my co-teacher was like, oh, you can just get here at like 9. And so that was nice. I remember those days whenever I didn't have to be at school until 9, I wouldn't, have to rush as much in the morning, and I definitely had a little bit slower paced mornings. But I feel like being a teacher, usually, let me know what time your school starts, but usually at least all the schools I've taught at, I have to be there pretty early. My last school that I taught at, school started at 7:15, which was so early, so I literally had to be there by like absolutely no later than 7, but usually like 6:45. So you can only imagine. I was sleeping in until like 6:15 every day, just to try to get as much sleep as I could. But my school that I teach at now starts at 8, so definitely not as bad, but I do try to get there around 7:45 at the latest. So yeah, let me know what your school schedule is like and what time that you have to be there. I always find it interesting hearing some people's different start times. Okay, I'm at that weird point in the winter where I'm so pale that I like can't find foundations that match my shade, and it's weird. If I do put a super light foundation on, it just makes me look ghostly, like super, I don't know, white, which I am, but I try to just like add color to my face and just like blend it down my neck. So I've been loving, someone mentioned this on Instagram last year and I bought it. This is the It Cosmetics CC cream, and I really like it because it's really light. It does have SPF in it, which I don't know if that matters as much in the winter. I'm like never outside, but yeah, I really like it, and I have it in a really light shade, to where if I only use that, it just makes me look like so ghostly. So I mix like a tiny dab of this L'Oreal Paris Inviolable Pro Matte foundation. This one's kind of like my tan shade, like the shade that I usually wear over summer. So I like put like a tiny dot in it, and then I like mix it together, and that gives me just like a little bit more color and like evens out my skin tone. But it's definitely a little dark for my skin, but I just try to blend it down my neck and try to give myself some color these days because the girl is pale. I'm not the type to self-tan though in the middle of winter. I've done it before and it just feels so weird. Like it feels wrong to be like really tan and sun-kissed in the middle of winter. Even though like I feel good when I'm tan, I don't know, it just feels wrong. I have been breaking out like crazy ever since I got off of birth control. My skin has just been not happy. I'm assuming with like all the change in hormones. I'm hoping that it gets better, but you guys have probably noticed if you've been watching my past videos, my skin has been pretty bad lately, which is something I'm not used to. I'm just one of the lucky people that grew up with very clear skin. I never really break out, never really struggled with that, but ever since getting off birth control, I got off birth control a couple months ago, my skin that was the first thing I noticed that changed. My skin started breaking out like immediately, so that definitely has not been a fun journey the last couple months because I just don't know what to do. I'm not used to having all these breakouts. Let me know if you also broke out whenever you got off birth control. I was on birth control for 11 years. I have been on birth control since I was 16, so I just chalk it up to like my body has no idea what to do now that I don't have all these hormones in my system. But other than the acne, I really haven't had too many symptoms. I know some people's bodies like go crazy when they get off, so I'm very fortunate that my body didn't go too crazy. I feel fine, like mentally too, so I feel very lucky, but I will say the acne has definitely not been fun. I'm hoping it goes away, like doesn't stick around forever, but who knows, maybe this is just like my new norm. Maybe this is just what my face looks like off of birth control. I guess we'll see. So usually in the summertime, I go in with a bunch of bronzer. I don't know why my makeup routine is just a lot different in the summertime, but I go in with like bronzer and everything and like highlight. In the winter, I don't know if it's just because I'm so pale or what, it just looks really odd if I'm like bronzing up my face because I don't know, the bronzer just like really sticks out on a pale face. I decided, and this is something I just started doing, I decided to start skipping bronzer and just like going in with blush, just obviously to give my face some color. And I kind of go heavy-handed with it because obviously like blush does not stay on very well throughout the day. I kind of like go for my nose and my cheeks and just give myself like a lot of color. And I found that I kind of like how that looks whenever I am more fair-skinned in the winter. So that's all I do. I have a really simple makeup routine. I feel like in the winter time I don't really do too much. Just brush up the eyebrows and then I just put on a little bit of mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous. I've talked about this before. If you guys haven't tried it, you need to. This has been my go-to mascara for years. I always get it in the black. I think it's like darkest black. It's so good. Right, and as far as lips, I just wipe off all that extra makeup that I got on my lips, and then I definitely go heavy-handed with Vaseline in the wintertime. This is the one thing that I have found really helps dry lips. So if you suffer with dry lips in the wintertime, get Vaseline. I promise it's the best chapstick out there. I don't use anything else. I put it on every night before bed, like coat it on, and then I put it on every morning, and I have not had dry lips once this entire winter. Keeps them really, really moisturized. I always just get like these little lip therapy ones. But then, I like to double up. I invested in one of these Summer Fridays lip butter balms because I heard everyone talking about them and I do really like it. This is the Vanilla Beige shade and it smells really good and it is kind of like a thick, like buttery consistency, which I like. And it has a little bit of a tint, like color to it. So I just add this on top. Okay. And then that is pretty much it. As far as makeup, keep it pretty simple. Try to cover up the acne if I can. And then as far as hair, I haven't really dabbled with curling my hair ever since I cut it short. If you're new here, I used to have long hair and I cut it short in November. And I've been thinking about going and getting my hair cut actually in the next like month or so and getting it cut even shorter. But we'll see. I can't decide if I want to cut it shorter or like start growing it out long. Let me know what you guys think, if I should keep it short or grow it out. But yeah, ever since I cut it short, I haven't had confidence to like try curling it and stuff because I'm just not sure how that works. I kind of just like how it looks like more like straight, just like blown out. So every morning I go in with this Leonge, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of like a straightening, like a hot brush. So you just turn it on and it heats up really, really fast. And then I just go in and kind of like brush through my hair and it just smooths out my hair. I have found that my hair lays a lot better now that it's short. I have a lot of hair and it's very, very thick. I was worried that going short that it would lay really weird and I would have like a mushroom head, but I actually have found that my hair lays a lot better now that it's short just because I have less hair, it's less heavy. So yeah, I kind of just go in with this. Sometimes I kind of like pull out a piece and like as if I'm straightening it. And then I like to flip the ends in like that, and it works really well. I was hesitant to buy one of these because I wasn't sure how they would work, especially with thick hair, but they work really, really well. All right, I'm kind of giving like art teacher vibes today, but these overalls are just so cute and so fun. I think I got these overalls, I'm trying to think, off of Amazon maybe? I can't remember. I'll try to find a link. But they're just this really cute like green denim, wearing a long sleeve under it, and then I'm just wearing some Birkenstocks with them. Kind of a fun outfit today. I'm trying to get out of the pattern of wearing leggings and a sweater every single day in the winter. So yeah, I think this is so cute. I do have two dogs if you're wondering, but this one likes to sleep in as late as possible, just like mom. And so she just woke up. Okay, so the first thing I do is fill up my water bottle in the morning. I like to fill it up with a ton of ice. Okay, every morning I make myself a cup of ice cold lemon water. And then for lunch, I have just been bringing one of these salads every day. I always get in like a kick of doing something, and I get tired of it. But right now, I've been obsessed with these bistro salads. This is the chicken Caesar one. So good. So I bring this every single day. I usually pack a smoothie, or I make a smoothie every single morning, but I don't know. I've been making them every single morning for months and I'm getting kind of burnt out, so I think I'm going to skip out on the smoothie today. I don't need one. And I don't know, I might just eat something else. Something small this morning for breakfast. Alright, I usually leave around 7:30. I'm running like 5 minutes late today just because I'm not usually chatting to a camera in the morning whenever I'm getting ready. But I can usually wake up, get ready, and get out the house within like 30 minutes. So. And then my school is right up the street. I'm 5 minutes away from my school, which is so nice. Definitely it makes it a lot less stressful if you're running late in the mornings. So I've been trying to start my mornings off on a lot more calmer notes. Usually I just like listen to a podcast or a book on my way to work. As you guys know, I love my thriller books, but trying to avoid listening to like a thriller like murder mystery first thing in the morning. So I have been listening to my Aura app, which if you guys haven't heard of Aura, I'm sure you guys have. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I love the Aura app so much. You can use the Aura app for so many different things. They have meditation, sounds, breath work, music, stories, ASMR, like whatever your thing is, wellness wise, trust me, they have it. My resolution this year was to kind of meditate more, and not necessarily just like sit down in silence for 30 minutes meditate, but more of just like passive meditation. I really want to try working on my anxious thoughts. I feel like a lot of my anxious thoughts come at nighttime and in the morning, especially first thing in the morning, especially when I'm driving and I let my mind kind of wander. So whenever I discovered the Aura app, I found it was perfect for helping me just to create a more calm atmosphere in the mornings and work on my anxious thoughts. Then at nighttime, it's really nice because they have so many different types of like pep talks or guided meditations, a lot of different soundscapes that can help you if you also kind of struggle with either falling asleep or anxiety at nighttime. If you are someone who is interested in meditations, guided meditations, the Aura app does have like thousands of different guided meditations that are perfect for beginners. Of course, they have more advanced ones too, but if you're just starting to kind of dabble in this stuff, definitely recommend trying out the app because they do have so many different options, and it's kind of fun to look through different ones that you could do in the morning versus nighttime before bed. And since I do struggle with anxiety, I have loved their life coaching sounds and videos just because they have so many different videos on different pieces of advice. So if you're also someone who kind of likes to hear someone else's story or hear someone else's perspective, it's kind of like going to therapy, then you would love the life coaching aspects of Aura as well. They do have like expert life coaches and expert therapists on the app, and my favorite thing about it is that after you listen to one of the life coaching sessions, it has like a little journal prompt at the end. So I like going in and kind of recording my thoughts and getting it all down. Just another way to journal if you're someone who also likes to journal every day. It kind of like gives you different prompts, like was there something that distracted you, something that came into your mind during that life coaching session, during that therapy session, and you can kind of just like get out all your thoughts, which is also really good in the morning. I usually do my journaling at night, kind of just like get all of my thoughts down that I had throughout the day. I've just found that it's been really nice for my resolution to like check in with myself, check in with my mental health, and put my mental health first this year. And so if you're also someone who has a resolution to put your mental health first this year, I think this app would be great for you. Even if you just want to try it out, there is a 7-day free trial, which is what I did at first just to see if I like it. I usually like to just test things out, but this is something that has become more of like a daily habit for me. So I think it's definitely worth trying if you guys are interested. I do have a sign up link that I'll have in the description box down below, and if you decide to sign up after that 7-day free trial, you can use my link to get a nice little discount. So thank you to Aura for sponsoring today's video. I love working with mental health brands, people that also prioritize mental health and just overall wellness and mental wellness. So if you guys want to check them out, I will have them linked down below. Okay, I just got in from dropping the kiddos off at Specials. I haven't had really a chance to check in with you guys throughout the day today. I used to be a lot better about kind of filming our day and kind of filming like what the kids are doing, but I just haven't really felt comfortable pulling out my camera. Just been setting a little bit more firm boundaries when it comes to YouTube and teaching. Still trying to be able to share with you guys my life as a teacher without showing too much. So I'm trying to avoid showing any kiddos in my videos, any of the kids' names, stuff like that. I feel like I've always been pretty good about keeping their privacy, but I have just decided to avoid filming in the classroom altogether when the kiddos are in here. But I will still take you guys kind of through our day and what our day in kindergarten has looked like so far. So like I said, I just dropped them off at Specials. So I'll take you through our morning routine. So whenever we come in the morning, like I said, kids get here at 8 a.m. They come in, they sit down, and between 8 and 8:30, they eat breakfast and they do a little bit of morning work. Their morning work is really just practicing writing their name, practicing writing their letters and their sight words on their whiteboard. Just something to keep them occupied at their tables while other friends are getting breakfast, coming in late, all of that stuff. They're welcome to talk. Like, we don't really have like a voice level 0 time in the morning, we let them talk and chat as long as it doesn't get too crazy, and they usually do a pretty good job handling that. So they, yeah, just kind of like mingle in the morning, eat breakfast, and then do their writing. And right at 8:30 we come to the carpet, we do attendance, lunch count, pledge of allegiance, morning announcements, stuff like that, and we dive right into our day. We have morning slides, which I'll show you, and our morning slides just kind of guide us throughout our day. So I've showed these probably a couple times before in other videos, but this is like our first thing we do every single day. We go over our carpet expectations, and then we kind of just do like a general slide. And by the way, I do have a co-teacher. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video or not, but I do have a co-teacher. She is awesome. And then we just kind of start our morning. We go over the calendar, our star of the week comes up, says the day and the date, and then we always watch a video. We watch a video that's either over days of the week, months of the year, seasons. This is like an alphabet video, something fun. They stand up and kind of just get a dance. Then we circle up. They sit down on the carpet over there in a big circle, and we do circle time. So for our circle time every morning, we go around and we just say good morning. So I pick a quiet friend to start us off. They say good morning to the friend next to them, and they can do like a peace sign, a wave, or a hug, and then they just go around and say good morning all the way around the circle until everyone has said good morning to the person next to them. And then any announcements that myself or my co-teacher need to make about the day, usually just like run over the schedule with them real quick of what our day's gonna look like. And then we dive right into foundations. So foundations are the next slide up on our board. Foundations is our reading curriculum. So we do reading first thing in the morning, and we split into small groups for that. So our groups are divided half and half. We have 21 kids, so we have 10 kiddos with my co-teacher, 11 kiddos with me, and it just kind of worked out that way that their reading levels are kind of like split in half. We have 10 kiddos with my co-teacher that are on the same lower reading level, and then 11 kiddos that are on like a higher reading level with me, and we individually teach those groups. And I did mention in a past video, but we switched our groups halfway through the year. So I used to have the group she has, and she used to have the group I have. Sorry, my overalls are like loose whenever I sit down. And so that way I was able to work with those 10 kiddos, and she worked with these 11 kiddos the first half of the year, so we each get to work with them. If you're curious about how co-teaching works, I talk about it in most of my videos. I've answered a lot of questions about how our co-teaching schedule works, but definitely watch some of my past videos if you're curious. It's for like a half hour, and then we break up and the kiddos do some independent work at their tables, and then we see even smaller groups. So we call those like our reading groups. So we'll pull like 4 or 5 kiddos back to our tables at a time, and we have been doing this reading curriculum with them, or this like reading program with them. It's called Startup. If you haven't heard of it, we really like it. It comes with a book to read, and then it comes with a bunch of different materials, things to help facilitate learning, and like a day-by-day guide. So we do our reading groups, and while we're doing reading groups, our kiddos are usually at their tables doing some sort of independent work, whether that be writing in their journal, doing some sort of like supplemental worksheet that we printed out that goes along with our foundations curriculum, so practicing their writing and their reading. And then when they finish, they usually go on their iPads and they do iReady reading, which is our curriculum for reading. So yeah, that's kind of a look into our reading, like our reading block in the morning. After reading, we jump right into math. So the first month or two of school after reading, we'd go outside for a 15-20 minute recess just to kind of give them a little break, and then we'd jump into math. But we found that it was really hard for them to come back from recess and jump into something. They actually do a much better job of just keeping it going, like keep the learning going. And our class, just, they have a lot of stamina and they're able to handle that. So they come to the carpet, and my co-teacher leads a whole group math lesson every day. It's just like a 10-minute whole group lesson, really quick over the lesson of the day. And then we split into small groups again. And it's the exact same thing. It's like 10 and 11, like some like lower kids over here with me, higher kids with her. And same thing in the beginning of the year, I had her group and she had my group. So we swapped in January, and we do a small group lesson with them. So like I said, our math and reading curriculum is iReady, so we get a lot of our materials from there, and we do a small group lesson. And a lot of our lessons have like a lot of hands-on materials, manipulatives. Right now we are learning basic addition, which is really fun. We're starting our addition and subtraction unit in math, so we use obviously a lot of counters, a lot of fun during our small groups, not just worksheets. It's mainly a hands-on activity that we do together. And then that is for just like about 15-20 minutes. And after math, they get ready for lunch. We go to lunch, we have an outdoor recess, and then we come back from that. And by the time we get back from our lunch and recess, it's about 12 o'clock. That's like halfway through our day. They come in and they do a silent time. We have a little break. It's not nap time, but we do like a 10-minute heads down quiet time, and then they get their book bins out. So over here we have this bookshelf, and it has all their books in it, so they know exactly what to do. They know the routine. We call one table at a time. They come grab their book bins, sit down with their books, and they read at a level 0 for 15 minutes. And a lot of the books that they have in there are either library books that they checked out, some of these little readers that we have, so for like the level that they're on, and occasionally we'll let them pick out like a fun book from our class library to read. And after that, they go to specials. So we're only in the classroom for like a half hour, and then we head back out and go to specials. Today they have art and music. They like, they kind of combine art and music together, which is really cool. And they're really excited about that. Today they are painting some of their like pottery that they made. And after specials, we pick them up, come back, and we usually have about like 2 hours left in our day. Usually do our second recess right after specials. We used to do our second recess at the very end of the day, like the last 30 minutes of the day, but we actually switched it because we realized they needed a break. Even after specials, they do kind of need a break. They always need to get their energy out around like 1:30, so we either take them outside, or if it's cold, we have like an indoor recess for 15-20 minutes. And after recess, we do PBL, which is our project-based learning. Right now, our project that we're working on is all about zoo animals, habitats, and so they're working on their animal books. Their animal books are turning out so cute. So each of the kiddos got to pick their own animal. He did monkeys. They got to research all about the habitats that their animal lives in and what their animals eat, and it's been really, really fun. Them getting to do some research. They do a lot of the research on Pebble Go. If you guys haven't heard of Pebble Go, it's a great online resource for kids, especially when it comes to animals, I found, because they have a tab for all things animals, like what they eat, where they live, everything. And so yeah, that has been a really, really fun project that we've been working on, and we're going to introduce our final project for our zoo unit, I think next week, which they are going to get into groups for their habitat that they're in. So like the sharks, the whales, the manatees, the dolphins will all get together because their habitat is the ocean, and they're going to have to do a final project, which I'll explain more in another video once we get to that. But basically they're going to do a big presentation over their animals and the habitat that they live in. So yeah, that's been a really fun PBL unit that we started at the beginning of this year. And the kids just like love it. We always do a read aloud before or after PBL. We also do Heggerty. We kind of fit Heggerty in whenever we can. It's usually only about 15 minutes, and that's our like phonemic awareness curriculum, and we fit that in usually somewhere around PBL. It's just a whole group activity. They're all on the carpet for 15 minutes, and we do a little bit of Heggerty. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. At the very end of our day, we do snack, we do iPad time, so they get on iReady Math just for some extra work, because they do have to clock like a certain amount of minutes on their iPads for math and reading. And then they pack up. At the very end of our day, we sit on the carpet and watch a little show while we do dismissal. So our dismissal is really easy because we don't have buses. Parents just pick up because they teach at a charter school. So the parents come to the door, they shout their name through the walkie-talkie, and we just send them out. So it's really, really simple, and usually goes by really quick. They start dismissal at 3:15, and by 3:20, 25, like all of our kids are gone. It's actually really cool. Super fast. So yeah, I know that was kind of a lot, but I used to love watching those videos and just hearing how teachers like whole day went. So I hope that was enough detail for you of how the day went. We do have our slides, like I said, that guide our day. So we have like our foundation slide, our small group slide. These are the math slides that my co-teacher does for math, obviously, lunch and recess, independent reading time, Haggerty, specials. These are some of the slides that I use because I lead our PBL, recess, iPad and snack, and dismissal. So we do love to use slides to facilitate all of our learning throughout the day. The end of today, however, is going to look a little bit different because I have a meeting to go to. My co-teacher left early today because she had an appointment, but we have, since we're first year teachers at this school, we're not first year teachers, but since we're new to the school, we have to attend these like monthly PBL meetings just because we're not like super familiar with PBL. I don't know if your school does PBL or not, but my previous school did not. So we just attend a monthly like professional development meeting over it. So from 1:30 to 3:30, pretty much right after I pick my kids up from specials, I have to go to a meeting. That's 2 hours. So I will have a sub in here for those 2 hours. So I just wrote out quick sub notes and then gave them a little activity to do. They're pretty much just going to work on this activity, read at their tables. They go outside for their second recess, and then they come in, they do snack and iPad. So it'll be a really easy end of the day for him. But yeah, so that'll be the end of my day. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show anything, but pretty much we go to a room. It's all the first year like EC teachers, early childhood teachers, gather in one room, and we listen to some professional development over project-based learning. We usually do some sort of like activity, teamwork activity or something. So yeah, that is our day. They are long, but they go by really, really fast because it's like go, go, go. Our kids do great with our long, busy schedule. It's amazing to me that 5-year-olds can go for 8 hours a day nonstop. We have that 10-minute rest time, but really we'll only maybe have like 1 or 2 kiddos that kind of fall asleep. Everyone else is able to go the whole day without a nap. So it's really impressive. But we have a really great class this year. I love our kindergarten class. They're just all really sweet and really hardworking, and it definitely helps having a co-teacher. I will say, I always say I love my class this year and I've loved teaching this year, but I can't deny the fact that having a co-teacher, having another adult in the room has greatly improved my love for teaching and makes coming to work more enjoyable because it's just a game changer. If you have a co-teacher, you know it's a game changer. Teaching alone can be really hard. So I am going to chill out. I have to go pick up the kids in like 20 minutes. I'm going to eat a little snack. During my plan time, I usually just relax. I get whatever I need done. Right now, all of our plans are done for the week. I printed out my copies for the sub. I don't have much else to do. So just gonna kind of chill out and go pick up my kids in a little bit. And then I'll check in with you guys at the end of the day. All right, I just got home from work. Our meeting went until right about 3:30, which is about what time we get to leave school anyway. We had a sub with our kiddos. Since my co-teacher was gone and I was at the meeting, and so he took care of like all dismissal things, which is kind of nice. So I just gotta leave after the meeting. So I just got home. I usually get home around 3:45, 4 o'clock. I actually just saw Kyle pull up, so he's home too, which he gets home at all different times. My husband is a doctor, so his schedule is kind of crazy. But he has been getting home around like 4 o'clock this week, which is nice because some weeks he doesn't get home until like 8 or 9. So I'm just going to go in, and I always shower first thing whenever I go in, and then we just chill out the rest of the night.